and welcome to Roadside Republic, the show that travels across the country and brings you everything elections. Today is something of a milestone for this show. We have covered 21,000 kilometers across the country, and when I say we, I mean the whole team of reporters of NDTV from north to south, east to west. The reporters have been traveling and bringing you the flavor of elections from across the country. 21,000 kilometers in the heat and the dust and the campaign fervor and that is building up across the country. One phase of polls is over and next one coming up. West Bengal, of course, goes to the polls for the first time only on the 17th. So there's lots of color and action happening here. But what a day it has been today. What a day it has been today in Kolkata. A huge fight, as it were, brewing between the Mamata Banerjee and the Election Commission. But more on that in a moment. At the moment, let's go across to Neha in Trivandrum, Siddharth Pandey in Delhi, and Neha Khanna in Chandigarh. Neha?
Thanks so much for that, Monadeepa. Yes, of course, as you mentioned, we will be going across to Siddharth Pandey in Delhi and Sneha in Thiruvananthapuram a short while from now. But we are coming to you live from Chandigarh, which goes to polls on Thursday. Of course, it's often described as a modern, well-planned city. But what's also said about Chandigarh is that there are two Chandigarhs. There is the urban Chandigarh and there is the rural Chandigarh. Now, of course, interestingly, the city has 6 lakh voters and more than 45% are actually women. What's also interesting is that almost half of the voting population here is under the age of 45 and as many as 23,000 voters are going to be casting their votes for the first time ever in these crucial elections. Also, there is a very large number of women candidates in the fray here in Chandigarh this time round. Today, of course, was the last day of campaigning and we caught up with the 3 high-profile candidates of the mainstream parties. Let's take a look at how they spent their day. She's a veteran Bollywood actress. She's been BJP spokesperson for a while now. She's now making her debut in the rough and tumble of electoral politics. She is the BJP's candidate from Chandigarh. Let's talk to Kirron Kher. The Congress repeatedly calling you an outsider.
Mr. Bansal's the outsider. 15 years ago, he came here from another place. We built our house here in 1962, jab Chandigarh basa tha. I am not an outsider, I'm their daughter. I don't think being younger gives anybody a certificate that they are brighter or better equipped.
A former model, an actor, an activist, an adventure enthusiast, a Twitter star. Panag wears many hats. She's now turned politician and is making her electoral debut as the Aam Aadmi Party candidate from Chandigarh. At 35, she is the youngest candidate here. You're constantly being called the outsider by the Congress. What is your response to that?
Coming from a party whose own vice president is contesting from Amethi, I think I will just leave that unanswered. I've been born and brought up here, and if he's insulting my father's profession for having spent his entire life serving the nation, then I think he's insulting the entire armed forces. The reactions I get are not for being some kind of an actor, but for being part of a larger movement.
Pawan Bansal is a veteran politician, a 4-time MP from Chandigarh and the sitting one. He was Railway Minister but had to resign following Railgate when his nephew was arrested. You had to resign following allegations of corruption against your nephew.
See, I resent that very thing.
No, I'm just saying your opponents have been raising
That is what is troubling you. And or it
so
is,
I'm talking about your opponents.
I'm talking of you, not the opponents. Opponents know the reality. The people of Chandigarh know the reality. Somehow the media is obsessed with that, and therefore the media repeatedly talks of it. I see some design in it. Thank you.
Okay, your opponent, sir.
Thank you.
All right, so you saw Pawan Bansal, sitting MP and former Railway Minister, getting very upset when we asked him about Railgate and walking away from the camera. Well, we are now joined by some voters of Chandigarh. Let's quickly go across to them and find out what the issues for them really are in these elections. You tell me, what do you think are the main issues this time?
One of the main issues is as I am a doctor, so regarding the healthcare, there are long queues for the patients waiting in the emergencies and the ICUs in the government hospitals. So there should be more number of the hospitals available in the city so that we can cater the patients well.
Healthcare is a major issue. Sir, आप बताइए, बिजली, सड़क, पानी की जहाँ तक बात है, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की बात है, चंडीगढ़ में जो है उससे आप खुश हैं?
No. Housing is a big problem here. Since last 10 years, no proper housing is being built in the Chandigarh area. This is Chandigarh Housing Board is helping the private builders, so the people should go and stay there in the outer sides.
Okay. So housing, you are saying, is a big issue. You're a young voter of Chandigarh, and as we've been saying, many first-time voters this time. What, according to you, are the issues? Do you think developmental work has taken place in the last 5 to 10 years here?
It has taken place, but not in the manner that it should have. We need somebody with a better vision. We need somebody who can focus on issues like theft, because there has been an increase in theft, an increase in law and order problem.
Okay.
There has also been a very big increase in the number of beggars around here.
Okay. Very quickly, we're not going to ask you who you're going to vote for, but when you go to cast your ballot the day after, what is that one issue that you're going to keep in mind?
I need somebody who can represent the city and have a very good vision for the city, because we need development. It's a very prospering city. It's a beautiful city. We need somebody who maintains that.
Somebody who has vision for the city. Thank you so much for joining us with that perspective. So there you have it, a young voter of Chandigarh saying we want somebody with a vision for Chandigarh to represent us. Well, of course, as we said, Chandigarh goes to polls day after, and so does Delhi. And my colleague Siddharth Pandey is standing by in Chandni Chowk, which in fact is witnessing a high-profile three-cornered contest this time.
Well, thank you, Neha. High-profile contest indeed. I'm coming to you from Chandni Chowk, the historic Seesgan Gurdwara behind me. Just down the road is the Red Fort and, of course, the Jama Masjid. There's a lot of history out here, but what's really interesting is that in 2009, while the Congress may have swept all the seats in Delhi, the fact is that this time around it faces anti-incumbency as well as a new challenger, the Aam Aadmi Party. It's a pretty interesting fight out here. All eyes on Chandni Chowk. Campaigning has come to an end in the capital, but perhaps the most keenly watched seat will be out here in the chaotic streets of Chandni Chowk, where Union Minister Kapil Sibal, who's also the two-time Member of Parliament from here, is contesting, while the BJP is banking on Mr. Clean, Dr. Harshvardhan, to secure a win, while the Aam Aadmi Party has fielded former journalist turned politician Ashutosh in Chandni Chowk. Sir, a big Muslim population here. Secularism is also an important issue in this election. What? Secularism is also an important issue.
It's always an important issue in politics, in national politics. It's a very important issue. Guys, bye, go.
But do you feel that Aam Aadmi Party will pay a spoiler, sir? Will they cut your
I think they are far away from the Aam Aadmi. Those whom you think are the heavyweights, you are all going to be hugely disappointed.
Many people say Aam Aadmi Party is a party that runs away. The opposition says that.
Wherever I'm going, I'm being asked this question. I can tell you one thing. Yes, people are a little upset. But people also know that here is the man who has kicked the chair out. He was not like a scamster. He was not like somebody else who was trying to stick to the chairs. So people are upset because they thought and they realized that Arvind Kejriwal was doing a great job.
जैसे झाड़ू है, अपना आम आदमी पार्टी है, सभी लोग यही बोल रहे हैं कि आम आदमी पार्टी को वोट डालो, नए लोग हैं, नए लोगों को मौका देके देखें.
If you ask me very honestly, in my 25 days of campaigning, I could really not see either the Congress or the AAP seriously amongst the people.
The heat and dust of campaigning is over, and now perhaps the even tougher bit, that of waiting for people to vote. And that's why candidates like Meenakshi Lekhi and Harshvardhan over here finding time to perhaps come for seminars like this.
Well, the battle for Chandni Chowk, definitely a lot of eyes on what really happens out here. Well, let me just try and talk to some of the people of Chandni Chowk. Sir, what we've seen throughout this is that the level of debate has gone down. Today we had someone slapping Arvind Kejriwal, violence in the past as well. Do you feel that the quality of debate has fallen down?
Certainly. जो आज का दौर है ये गिरावट का दौर है और राजनेता जो है इस कदर गिर चुके हैं कि उनके अंदर जो है कहीं पर मोरालिटी नहीं रही है। और वो जो आज मुद्दे की बातें गायब हैं, या तो लोग इस तरह के विषय उठाते हैं जिससे जनता के अंदर भड़काव पैदा हो, अलगाव पैदा हो और उनको वोट मिले। वोट बैंक की राजनीति हो रही है।
वोट बैंक की राजनीति। सर, मुद्दे क्या हैं? आप यहाँ पर रहते हैं चांदनी चौक में, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट मुद्दे आप लोगों के लिए क्या हैं यहाँ पर?
लॉ एंड ऑर्डर, यहाँ की सफाई, ये नगर निगम का काम है। यहाँ पे ट्रैफिक का जाम, ये आपके दिल्ली पुलिस के उसका काम है। एनफोर्समेंट आ गई। मेन चीज है कि हमारे ये इलेक्शन है पार्लियामेंट के, और पार्लियामेंट का मतलब है हमारे लॉ एंड ऑर्डर को पार्लियामेंट में देखना, पार्लियामेंट में अच्छी नीतियां बनाना।
अच्छी नीतियां बनाना मेन इंपॉर्टेंट मुद्दा आपके लिए क्या है?
कैसे, आप क्या बोल रहे हो?
मेन मुद्दा क्या है यहाँ आपके लिए?
बाहर के
आप बताएं।
यहाँ पे मेन मुद्दा सिटी जोन के अंदर पूरा अवैध निर्माण, पुलिस भ्रष्टाचार, दिल्ली पुलिस का भ्रष्टाचार, जो कि पूरे ये जितना मार्केट है अवैध रूप से सारी रिक्शाएं चल रही है, पार्किंग होती है। यहाँ पे जो एमपी जीतता है या कॉर्पोरेटर विधायक,
corruption, encroachment, law and order, some of the main issues, and of course, sir, we're going to have to cut it down there. But as you can see, there are lots of people with lots of views out there. But clearly, this is going to be one keenly witnessed battle out here in Chandni Chowk. A lot of eyes here as to what really happens here in Chandni Chowk, and of course, Delhi will be voting along with its suburbs on Thursday.
1 minute.